Sorry, you were gonna say something when we get started. What's up?
It was not very important at all.
Oh.
From the intros first.
Oh, okay. Spawning on the rightmost side of Redjet, it's gonna be the Red Zerg player, Storm Gaming's True.
On the left side, as the Blue Protoss, it's Neeb.
Is that one of the series?
Yes. I know someone asked why he isn't Terran anymore. He hasn't been Terran for like 2 years.
Yeah, I've never known Neeb as Terran actually, so I always find that weird when people bring that up. I've never seen him play Terran. I do want to give a quick shout out. This is going to be an Easter egg for YouTube more than anything else. So Beastwolf1, buddy, I love that you comment on literally every video on YouTube. So here's your little shout out.
So what I was going to bring up that's seriously like not important at all was, I don't know, just like the whole Maldives, whatever, that tournament that's going on.
Yes.
That finished, I think.
Yes.
Okay. It's just coincidental because today on Reddit there was a Maldivian girl on the front page.
The aquamarine eyes or something, right?
Aqua blue eyes.
Something I remember looking that way earlier.
Just
so
a lot of things were reminding me about that tournament.
Frustrating and awkward because for those who don't know, the way we had worked this out was I'm kind of pissed that I didn't go in a way. But I was actually gonna fly out on Sunday to go cast that live for the StarCraft thing, and that would have been phenomenal in a lot of different ways. But we kind of had this deal worked out where instead we do it online from our channel, it'd be cheaper for them. The me and Zombie could both cast potentially, and they said the finals was gonna be today, but at no point over the last 3 days of somewhat constant communication with them did they ever give me a time, or a channel, or a feed to actually broadcast with. So we ended up not casting any of it at all. And I don't feel guilty because it's not my fault. God knows I tried to reach out like every single day, but still a bit of a bummer because I would have liked to have seen Jon Snow or Max Head win $10,000.
I don't know if you really... Did you see the Crip video? His bag getting stolen?
So, yes, and...
That was hilarious.
I mean, so at first I thought this was a big joke because Burgle's a card in like Hearthstone. I thought that's what that was. I didn't realize like he actually had someone take his bag.
He actually got burgled.
But like, allegedly it was actually not some random, like I don't actually know if this is true or not. Apparently it wasn't just some totally random guy. It was like a guy who was in the room before him who thought he had left his bag there.
No, that was just the excuse.
I'm sure it was, absolutely. But I like to maybe not think it was like the worst thing.
Oh, absolutely not. Like the guy, like, why would you even do that? No. I mean, apparently people aren't getting shanked over there, so if you had gone, you probably would have had a good time, but...
Yeah, and I don't bring my bag with me anywhere anyways.
Like, it's still like shifty, like...
I really wish I could have gone, though. I really do. Like, even if I had shit stolen, and as long as I didn't end up in the hospital, I think I would have gone.
Really? You got so stressed when your wallet got stolen at BlizzCon.
That's,
because like you have like a bunch of like healthcare and stuff in it or whatever.
Yeah, and since then I've learned not to put all of that in there. So
it's good. It's a good thing to learn. Anyways,
oh man, I remember that too. I was, I had like an anxiety attack. My first ever anxiety attack, like in the bathroom stall at BlizzCon. Holy shit! Thanks for reminding me. I forgot.
Sorry. I just like you say like, yeah, I wouldn't mind as long as I was in the hospital. I'm like, really? You have freaked out about a lot of things, Rifkin.
Yeah, I have.
Anyways, so we have double Stargates again. This time, it won't have to be used purely for defense, so we will see what Neeb's plan was for it, you know? Like, was he going to go to carriers? Which is something that, like, Puck has been doing since the inception of Legacy of the Void. Or is he just going to go into Disruptors? I don't know.
I mean, it's... A lot of us want to see carriers, obviously, and those of you who have already had a chance to see them know how friggin' good carriers are. But there are better ways to play this out through disruptors, etc. But this base layout out of True, once again, a little bit funky, going a little bit heavy on the queen. Spore Crawler's already down. I mean, I'm not sure what he's anticipating, but he is set to deal with all the Phoenix.
He's having flashbacks to Arthur.
Not again.
Well, there is the lair. This time, no Roach Warren, so I wonder if he's going to be going for that Ling Ultra thing. He has been getting a Roach Warren almost every single time he's gotten a lair in all the games that we cast today, so could be interesting.
Well, Mass Phoenix are... I mean, I'm stuttering with this because Mass Phoenix always seems like such a cool idea. 2v2's totally viable. One of the biggest weaknesses to it, though, is that it's easily dealt with if you got with a fungal. Ling floods underneath this make these units terrible to defend with. And the idea is that the couple of adepts you get are usually enough to deal with the Lings. But once again, on Monday, we got to witness True just go ham with Lings and Ultras and have a grand old time. So Queen's already looking like they can deal with this, frankly.
Just barely don't get that one Phoenix. With some support of Adept Warpins, though, this could get tricky. Like I said, oh, True didn't even get speed. Oh, okay. So not only did he not get Roachborn, he didn't get speed for his Lings.
Or anything.
And he's trying to get to Aspire, which he thought he probably had a lot more time to get to. Like, seriously, the Spire is the only thing that's really working for him. The Queens, they're okay, right? But they're not great against both Adepts and Phoenixes.
Oh, well, actually, because the Queens of the Transfuses get picked up, this is actually terrible now.
Man, True is having such a difficult time. Everything he's been...
God.
I guarantee, because we've seen it actually, True's build, the 2-base Lurker, this like Spire build, has worked plenty of times in tournament settings, but for whatever reason, the way that Neeb plays, like the Phoenixes themselves, are messing up True so badly.
Well, some shots going off here, but the Phoenix number is already too much. The Adepts are just gonna book it. I can't believe it. This is like a non-contest thing. Like, did True just misread completely what was coming? I mean, Overlords were there. He saw the Phoenix. He got prepared for the Phoenix. I guess he didn't think about the ground?
Yeah, I don't think he thought about the ground at all. Because, I mean, what do you do against Phoenix builds in Heart of the Swarm? You know that they can't attack buildings, so you just try and be very, very greedy and get some Spore Crawlers, you know? But accompanied with ground, that's where things get a little tricky, and I guess True just really didn't expect an attack at that time. Now, this doesn't look like it's going to end the game, but behind this, Neeb got a third base. I'm surprised he didn't throw down a Fleet Beacon, but there it goes. Huh? Speak of the devil.
Fleet Beacon, third. Stargate, I mean, he's good.
Bacon.
I mean, the Corruptor count's going to be good to deal with the Phoenix. Let's not forget they can also piss on buildings and take down Nexus really quickly, but unless they got those armor upgrades, competing with the carriers will be questionable. But I guess, going back on this, recapping on everything that just happened, the big thing was, like, True didn't lose much workers behind this. 14 drones died. It was a lot of Queens. It was a lot of everything else. This should have been more devastating for him. So he's still very much in this game. It's just messy, nonetheless. It's
not a very good starting off point. You know, like, when you consider that sometimes the carrier army can look unbeatable in the late game, in a game that you didn't take that much damage to begin with. Like, imagine how unbeatable it would look if you took a lot of damage early on. But we'll see if True has maybe this timing in mind. Maybe his economy will get kickstarted if he double expands right now or something like that. But right now it looks like this carrier army is going to be better than whatever True can, spend on only 3 bases, soon to be 2.
Oh man, Phoenixes do not go down easily.
And without Hive, I mean, because you need like this combination of things, like well-upgraded Corruptors, Hydras on the ground, and parasitic bombs. Without, one of those 3 things, I feel like the carrier army is going to be so good. Even with all 3 of those things, it can be very, very difficult.
It's worth noting, guys, Zonric and I, when we play random and we get PvZ, we very intentionally go carriers a lot of the time. And No Regret and Scorpling, goddamn those 2 Zerg players, unbeatable for us. But they always shut it down, and they do get that perfect trifecta. They get everything they need to make this work. Whereas, I don't know, like, I am worried for True. Like, Element X, what is it? Is it Fungal Growth? Is it going to be Parasitic Bombs? I mean, there's no Hydras, it's just Corruptors. And this, I don't know, will be enough.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the reason that we keep losing is because our Phoenix control usually doesn't do that much damage.
Oh yeah,
and,
it's so bad.
Yeah, and they really they get that perfect timing where we just don't have quite enough, or we haven't started to supplement the army with Archons.
I'm the micro player for those who have never seen us play Archon mode, and I always go in and I'm like, well, Phoenix has never died of Spore Crawlers on stream, right? So I can just go, oh my god, I've lost all the Phoenix to 1 Spore Crawler. Like, it's how it looks versus how it feels, type thing.
Yeah, we're not the best, right? But that's the point is that we know what you do need in general. We're just very poor at getting there.
I like this though. A mothership gonna add a little bit of spice to this. This was another unit that in the beta had a patch to it a long time ago. Actually, it moves much faster now. It's no longer super duper slow and can barely keep up with the army. It'll actually stay with those carriers pretty nicely.
Yeah.
He's tried to hide this too for so long, but I think True knows. I mean, it is just like the composition to go for.
I mean, Neeb doesn't have that perfect army quite yet. Spray? So this could be dangerous. This will actually kill the Nexus, like 100%.
So stupid. So
stupid. Did they change the sound? It sounds like a waterfall.
It sounds splashier. Yeah, I don't know.
It's at least louder. Alright, so you get the Nexus. And honestly, even while Neeb is on 4 bases, 400 minerals is a lot. You know, you're both running out of minerals.
Well, especially when you're producing interceptors at this rate. I mean...
Exactly. Like, I don't know... I don't think you notice. Usually I have to yell at you.
Stop building interceptors, Rivken.
Yeah, stop building interceptors. Stop dumping the interceptors, because while it's super powerful to dump the interceptors, it's like stupid good. It's also a stupid amount of money when you do not have that big of a bank.
Yeah. Yep. This is going to be like a purely Corruptor army where the funny thing is the Adepts might win this game underneath us. Nothing here's going to shoot down.
Yeah, that's always the backup choice, I suppose. This army is still not perfect again. Could use 1 or 2 Oracles to get the vision. Could use a couple of Tempests to start typing off the potential Vipers. That's usually what really makes composition work. These Corruptors are not well upgraded, though, so I'm not sure about attacking into this. They get the Mothership. Was that worth it?
If he had waited for the additional 10 to fly in, I would say yes, but because he went so damn early, we've got this auto attack in the background, no focus fire on the carriers. If they dump, they're starting to dump.
Right now, though.
Oh! Neeb's actually dumping. I didn't realize he's been dumping the interceptors as the carriers go down. This is so smart because it guarantees they stay alive afterwards. But now he's stopped doing it. I don't know where the focus went. He got 3 of those dumps off, 4 of those dumps off now. So it guarantees the interceptors stay alive even after the carriers go down. That's why we still got so many of these little bastards flying in the sky.
And that's why he did end up technically winning that fight. Ling flooded underneath. They got into the 4th base, but didn't really do that much damage. It was a bit of a wash for both parties. True, though, has the, larva banked up, so he has better production behind this. And, well, Neeb never got to those Archons that are going to be necessary to, protect the carriers as they get back up to that high number.
And he's going for a 4th Stargate here, too, so he's looking for more carriers. We got a question in chat, though, that's definitely worth discussing right now. Where can you parasitic bomb interceptors? You used to be able to. You can't anymore. Because what would happen is it would bring the parasitic bomb back to the carrier and you couldn't escape. It's pretty stupid. So parasitic bomb can now only target carriers, can only target the interceptors. But even then, if carriers are stacked, parasitic bomb damage does stack. It's so good if you can get enough of them.
Occasionally, in chat or on Reddit or something, I see people say that it's no longer a good spell to have against carriers. I strongly disagree. It's at the end of the day a spell, so it's only energy, and if the Vipers survive, then that's damage on something that's technically free.
I believe strongly that abducts are still better in most cases.
Or that, yeah, abducts are still good. Getting 1 carrier at a time for the Corruptors to take care of.
Can you kill the Nexus?
Yeah, yes.
He doesn't even need to fight carriers. He shouldn't stay here though. He shouldn't.
Yeah.
Looks like this Nexus gets torn down as well. We got 6 Infestors coming up next. Well, fungal growths might not be that great here. Infested Terrans underneath everything might be. Void Rays coming up next as well to protect the carriers. I like this. I do think mass carriers and pure carriers is not nearly as good as mixing in a couple of Void Rays. Prismatic Alignment just shreds everything. But, ooh, behind this we've had some sneaky Swarm Hosts made. We don't get these a lot.
We'll be able to tear down, I think, the Forge. Not the Nexus. It's too few Locusts.
I feel like True was doing a Dragon Ball Z thing. He felt like he didn't need to play Super Saiyan mode, recognizing that his
maybe it
opponent,
would tear down a Nexus. Oh my god.
Locust damage is stupid! No,
that's only because they spent half their life in the air, too.
They also have no upgrades either.
Oh my god, that's so stupid. Alright. Well, I would say that Neeb's, he's going back to, looking towards that perfect army, so it is still scary for True, but True is starting to get that perfect trifecta, right? No Hydras, but instead of having Infestors, would probably do this as well.
Finally, Viper's coming out. Mass Void Ray, more susceptible to parasitic bomb than even carriers are. And even then, just having that all over the place is going to be fantastic.
Well, the Mothership once again coming out here. There's no Overseers, but of course Fungal reveals.
Okay.
Don't know if that's worth it. That's no Fungals now.
Graviton beam up the Pestarans. Okay.
They don't even kill the cannons.
Well, they start to.
Okay, they eventually do.
Finish off the Nexus here as well.
Oh. Nope. JK.
That's actually got a massive cooldown, so that's a big thing to fuck up.
He only fucked up on half of the corruptors though, so
Yeah.
it does go down. They're both kind of, you know, starved on money. They're both only mining from, you know, half of the bases they actually have, of course, Legacy of the Void. So this is really going to come down to who has the better engagement, and that's still up in the air. You know, the Fungal's good. Are the Parasitic Bombs good? I really think that the Void Rays are a good addition, but you need those Tempest plus Oracle combo to snipe the Vipers or feedbacks. If you can get them, then that'd even be better. But
see, that's the direction I would have liked to have seen us go for Neeb, because then he would have had Archons as well. Combination of the two things would have been fantastic, obviously. But I don't think his composition is that bad, though. It's still just the raw strength that is the Golden Armada, so to speak. I mean, this Protoss Air Army will not go down easily or without a fight. And if he has enough minerals that he can just dump the Interceptors and then pull back, easy peasy.
Yeah. I really wish he had something else, though. Archons or Tempests.
I definitely agree.
Just High Templars in general, or even a ground army, as we've been talking about. It's been all about the air. Sure, the Fungals would come down, but then what? You know, the Adepts would eventually kill the Infestors, and you'd force at least a Ling Flood, which might not be effective. But here comes the big engagement. Neeb did kind of
parasitic bombs going off. Oh, I can't even see what's going on right now. But those parasitic bombs are splashing a lot of the carriers.
Oh.
Stacked up so badly.
It's really hard to see, especially with the cloak on it.
That's actually, I'd say, impossible to see with the cloak on it. But regardless, it didn't kill anything, which was good. It did take the shields down on everything. There's like a massive EMP going off.
Yeah, and the point is that most of the Vipers ended up surviving too. So
I'd say that, yeah, that's actually really good. We look at the units killed right now, and 4 Vipers in total have been killed.
Oh, okay, total. I mean, they're pricey. So if they go down, if they keep on going down without doing anything, then yeah, prices up.
I feel like even if they kamikazed in, and as long as they got the parasitic bombs off, the actual movement of the Void Rays splitting and not attacking, because they're in a high rate of attack and not a bursty type of unit that, you know, like an Adept, big damage, long cooldown, that actually hurts their damage a lot. So time spent moving away from parasitic bomb affects Void Rays even more so than anything else.
Chris, Neeb's gonna have to be careful about popping the overcharge or the Void Ray prismatic alignment. There we go. Because if he pops it, like, you know, in haste, he's like, oh god, the army's there, and then it goes away, and then the corruptors move in. He is in so much trouble. It's actually really important to winning that fight. Expanding to the south once more, secured that other base, so they both have decent mining again.
This game's gone on a lot longer than I thought it would too. I got no complaints, mind you. I'm surprised it's gone on for so long. But trying to catch that Oracle. I mean, this Revelation tagging is huge. It's gonna let Neeb know exactly from what angle things come. Let's not forget he can still recall in a bot.
This is dangerous though. Okay, well, recall now and it won't be dangerous at all.
You know, he could actually you could dump the interceptors in the main, then recall.
If he gets fungled.
Oh, he's pre-splitting though. He's pre-splitting. He knows the danger of those parasitic bombs.
Well, but now he can't recall. Like, he is taking the engagement, and I don't know if he'd want to do that on their side of the map.
It's questionable. Corruptors do have 2 level of upgrades for them though, so they got a lot of armor on these bad boys. It is versus maxed out interceptors, but 4 armor nonetheless is a lot. Fungal growth goes down on top of the interceptors. Cool to see.
Ooh. Fungals are going away though. Another fungal on it. And the Vipers are also dying. Yeah, and the overcharge, or again, prismatic alignment, damn it. Prismatic alignment was popped.
I have an amazing computer, and I cannot keep up with the FPS when the carriers
Oh no, wow, just free Void Rays.
Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely.
I don't know what they were doing.
Parasitic bombs go as well as the carrier flies back to the army. No focus
once
fire,
again,
though?
take out the interceptors.
Yeah, he's not focus firing. This could be a bit of a problem. The duck's going up, but like, what the hell? Everything was in range in the first place.
Yeah, it wasn't a I don't know.
This is bad. This is really bad. Like, I mean, most of the carriers are out of interceptors, so falling back, not an option. He's going to lose everything, and Neeb actually gets crushed through this. I agree. Like, this is not a fight he should take on his opponent's side of the map. Like, he gives defensive benefits to True. True can reinforce so quickly. He's going to try and run, but that's not going to work.
On the flip side, I suppose, it would take longer for True to counterattack.
But can we also talk about, like, okay, wait, is that for real? 71 Corruptors have died this game. Holy shit. But furthermore, look how many still live. That armor upgrade is insanely good versus interceptors.
Yeah, and once again, their P ability makes them so much more useful than they ever were in Heart of the Swarm. This would be an instant remax on like Adepts or some shit, and you know, then you'd be fine. The other cards wouldn't be able to do anything else, and you'd still have a decent economy and a ton of production, but Because
yeah,
they're starting to take out the economy.
Someone arrest this guy. He's peeing
I
on
would
everything in public property.
You know, like, I would just stop building borders and carriers. I think you officially lost that air war. That said, the workers of True have been just culled. He's down to 24 workers.
Yeah, the Adepts went around the map while this was going on. That was a fantastic move, but I can see why he's sticking with the air, though. It's 3-3 for upgrades. He has invested fully and entirely to air this game.
This is interesting.
Dude, this splashdown is so
Just
gross.
some stalkers, man.
Like every guy who's gone to a public urinal and stood like a foot away further than normal, like you know this feeling right now. You know this sound right now.
It's so gross. But seriously, I like stalkers. I guess they don't have blink. Yeah, he never got blink. But I mean,
No, he has no tech. It's fully air. It's his only option because he has no investment anywhere else.
I still think even without investments into the ground, that like stalkers and adepts.
I think
because
I think
now
Archons.
Crit Lords are on the way. Well, yeah, and Archons. I think Archons from the get-go would have been good.
Well, I agree, but like Archons are the only thing that wouldn't require upgrades. Like you wouldn't need like some sort of blink addition to them. Like they're just good raw and on their own.
You would need a high Templar Archives though, which doesn't have.
Well, I know, but I mean like you wouldn't have to invest in +3 weapons. Armor obviously irrelevant. They're Archons. I mean it's something that I still think he could go for, but it's too late now. And I feel like this game's it's gonna be over just because actually, if True loses this army, he can't remax it. He lost his drones, and I don't think he's realized this. That's not clicked for him. So Neeb actually just, I think, won this game with this engagement.
He just did. Yeah,
GG. What the fuck? True.
Well,
falling 0-2.
Constantly, I looked at the supply after him winning the Corruptor War, and I was like, oh, he's still down 30, so I guess eventually Neeb wins. I don't know. That game did not go exactly how I think either one of us set you guys up to expect, you know?
I didn't understand the fucking dynamic of the way that ended at all. But that was a great finish. It's not over yet though. It's the finals. So it's not a best of 3, it's a best of 5. We're gonna go to an ad break, guys. This is a long game. I'll see you soon.